I have made 3 Disney princess dresses. I have made Cinderella, Belle and Rapunzel. Now, I thoroughly enjoyed every project. I personally feel like my talent for making these dresses got better as it progressed. Because of my love for Disney, I decided to make more Disney-ness. So that is exactly what this video is. As you can tell by the title, I am going to make Tinkerbell's dress. Reference photo here. I'm going to make that. So let's get on with the video, shall we? I should probably be doing something more productive with my time because I have family coming over in like 4 days and I'm having people sleep in my room. So let's make a dress. This is the material. We got net curtains to make wings, and then I got this for £3.50, which you can read here. I got it for £3.50 at like a craft sale thing, and I thought it was perfect colour. I'm just hoping that there is enough of it. I also have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I need to get a reference picture up of Miss Bell, I guess. Miss Bell, Tinkerbell, yeah, because it's Tinker first name, so it's Tinkerbell, and then Miss Bell because I don't know what I'm saying. Let's get to chopping this up, shall we? I laid out the green fabric onto the floor, lied on top of it to deem if it would be enough for me to use. Once I deduced it would be, I cut it in half, one for the front piece and one for the back piece. I folded the front piece in half and cut a question mark shape into it, then getting the back piece and putting it over my bottom half, creating a skirt but leaving the back part open. I then pinned the front piece to my shirt and then pinned the back piece where it met the front piece down the sides. I think this is the best I've ever looked. So that needs to be tighter. I'm going to do some fiddling and see what the best option is. I knew that the back needed to be tighter and more fitted, so I disrobed and put the dress onto my mannequin, creating a seam down the back so it would be closer fit to my body, taking it off and trying it on. Realising the shape I would need for it to fit me, I placed the dress on the floor, pinning diagonally down the back, but I tried it on before I started sewing it. So, ignore this. I was going to add zip, but you can tell by my little tail, it's staying up on its own, so I don't think I need a zip. I think it's fine. So I'm just gonna now try and figure out how to make this bit moulded to this bit. So I looked in the mirror and this bit isn't lying quite flat against me, so I'm going to just redo it so that it's a little flatter. And them going around like that, we're going to round like that, we're going to bring them round more like that, I reckon. I'm going to trim off the excess and then put it through the machine of sewing so that I actually have the dress. I trimmed off the excessively bulky part of the dress that was at the back that was causing me to have like a little shark fin, but then I put everywhere that was holding my dress together with pins through the sewing machine so that I could, one, take the pins out, and two, so that I actually had what resembled a finished dress. It's okay, no one noticed, no one saw a thing. I'm gonna move her there. As you can see, this bit is a problem. However, I think that I could get away with putting a strap of fabric here-ish around, because then I can put the wings onto the fabric. Yeah? Yes, I did think that I had angled the camera so that you could see what I was doing in the mirror whilst I could also see what I was doing in the mirror, but it turns out I was wrong and I don't want to talk about it. However,
I turned the dress inside out so that I could create 2 darts over my bust to make it more fitted to my torso. I then got a larger piece of scrap fabric and put it around my back, pinning it on one side, bringing it round the back, pinning it to the other. I then proceeded to put the 2 sides through the sewing machine.
I'm trying to find a way to make it actually fit so that it doesn't flop open. I think the best way to do it is to make this bit tighter, because as you can see it's got quite a lot of leeway, and I think then it will be tight enough and it won't flop over. I struggle to get it on and off because it's very tight, so I think I'm going to put popper in here instead. That is about the length of the top of my thumb. So I will take this off and I'm going to cut it down the centre, and then I'm going to measure the length of my thumb, and then I'm going to put a popper on, and then yeah, because in theory this bit will be covered by wings, so it doesn't matter, which is the whole point of that bit of fabric. But I'm going to do all that off screen.
So I used the obviously very, very accurate measurement of my thumb to measure the distance that I would need in the back, which actually turned out surprisingly well. I was debating doing a corset style back rather than poppers, however I decided against this because of the practicality of having a corset style back. Also aesthetically, for the style of dress that I was doing, corset didn't work, so I just decided to do poppers. Once I had put the poppers on the back, I kept the dress on the mannequin and I cut the zigzag leaf design in the bottom of the dress. I did previously see how far up I would need it to be on my body so that it wasn't accidentally too short, and then I proceeded to hem it by burning the edges.
We have a lot of material, as you can see, and I'm going to turn this into fairy wings. I need to look up what her wings look like.
You can vaguely see the inspiration picture I used to get a sense of her wings. I proceeded to cut out 4 wings, 2 identical small ones and 2 identical big ones. Getting the smaller 2, I got zip ties and hot glued them onto material to create some sort of support for the fabric to stay upright. You could use them, nope, you could sew them in place, but you would need 2 layers for that method. I then tried the hot gluing a mass amount of zip ties onto the bigger wings, however this did not pan out quite as well as the smaller wings.
So I have used a lot of zip ties, as you can see. However, it is not winging how I want it to. As you can see, it's still really floppy no matter where I hold it. And there's a lot, and I'm very quickly running out of hot glue. I think that I might need to get some chicken wire, because I think that's going to be the best bet. I may have accidentally got distracted by TikTok, because I found a video, scrolling through it casually, and I found a video and the recommended looked interesting, so I clicked on the recommended and it didn't come up with what I was expecting, so I was just scrolling and I ended up scrolling for I think about half an hour. I have chicken wire. This isn't the only chicken wire I have, this is just the closest and easiest accessible bit. So I'm going to get the wing that I haven't covered, and I'm going to see how well it works. Methinks.
I got a chunk of chicken wire and put it onto the base and sewed it into a couple of places so it's stayed onto the wing.
These are so little that I think I will be able to sew them onto the actual dress itself rather than making a separate thing for it. Whereas I think the big wings, I think I'm going to need to make a separate harness almost to put them on. But these ones I think will be able to stay on the material and structurally stay in place. So I'm going to do that now.
You heard what I said. I got the 2 small wings and I put them onto the back piece of my dress and I pinned it and then sewed it in place. Not a lot, so that they could still have like a wingish look though.
Yes, I appreciate that you're down there, but I can't be bothered to put my tripod back up to put it back down again. So, you guys are small. If they go on like that with the wire on the inside, it's going to stick to the material and it's going to be really scratchy on my skin. If I do it that way round though, and put it that way, it will be less scratchy on my skin, and I'm going to stab my mannequin. It's going to be less scratchy on my skin, plus it won't stick to this material. However, it will be more noticeable, because if it's that way round, you can't see it at all. But if you do it this way, you still can't see it. It's still not noticeable. Well, I think I'm going to do it that way, but it's...
I sewed the 2 wings together, the 2 big wings together. I then got chicken wire because I knew that chicken wire would be sturdy enough to keep the wings up. So I got that and put one either side of the seam that I just created, and I was going to then hook it into the back that I had made on my dress. However, that didn't go as planned.
The wings are on, or 2 of the wings. I tried, as you saw, I attached these 2 bits because then I was going to hook them in this bit, but that really hurts, so I've not done that. I've injured myself enough on this channel that we're not doing that. But I now need to figure out how to do that. So I don't know how to do that. I reckon a piece of elastic that goes round my bust. Figured out a way to wear the wings, and that is I've got these clear straps that you can probably see on both of my arms, but for the sake of cosplay I don't think that matters. You just have to, you know, pretend that they don't exist. I've attached them one end to the netting, and then I've attached the other end to the little loops in this bra. I will then be putting on the dress when I end up wearing it, which I think will cover the bra and the back as well, because I've got that bit of material around the back. So the only thing that I need to do is I need to figure out how to make this bit stay like that. I'm going to put this on Anna here, and then where is my wing going? I'm going to put this on Anna.
So I got the wings, I put them on the mat thing, and I put a couple of zip ties where they joined to try and help it keep it more stable. As you can see, this beautiful, beautiful plan didn't work.
Made it more fairy-esque by pointing the wings slightly. It still flops, as you can see, when I'm not putting pressure on the back. However, I'm going to sew 2 poppers here and here, or ish here and here, and then sew 2 poppers onto the dress, because then when I put it on I can just pop it in place. Yeah, let's do that, shall we?
I hand sewed on a couple of poppers. I also don't think I recorded this, but I got a tiny piece of ribbon and put it in the front of the bust of the dress so that I could hook the wings onto the actual front of the dress rather than needing a separate garment for it, so that it could help keep it up as well and keep the wings more supported.
I think my dress is finished. I just need to style, I just need to style my wig. I can't turn this into this. I don't know how yet, but I'm gonna make it work.
So Tinkerbell has these little shoe slipper things that she wears, and my original plan was to buy some shoes and then cover them in the green material. However, I ran out of time to buy some shoes, plus shoes are expensive and I didn't want to spend money on a pair of shoes that I knew I'd only wear once. So I decided to make some shoes that were like slippers, because they didn't need to be practical, they just needed to look like how she has them. So I hoped for the best and got some of the pieces of scrap material that I had left over from the dress, and I wrapped them around my foot, and it turned out pretty good. I got some cotton balls and stuck them onto the top for her little pom-pom things, but I probably should have attached them a bit better because they fell off after 2 seconds. But I also got a piece of silver string and I made like a little loop thing for them to go into the shoe so that I could tie it around my ankle so that it would actually stay up on my foot.